Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if I can adjust my angle just a hair here. This live, Hello Beautifuls, is basically more messages from the medicine. So, exciting news. I downloaded or received, I like the word received so much better in this case because it felt just so much like just a handout gift. I received the protocols for the class that I was asked by the medicine to administer in the fall, at the fall equinox, September 22nd. So the title of it, I did have a title and it was a great title. It was like bilocation, leveraging electrons to hone your manifestation, leveraging electrons and your focus to manifest more directly. So, and why I'm interested, or why I'm entitling it bilocation, is less about like, oh, we all want to be in two places at once, and more about recognizing that we can shift our consciousness so that we can be present to two things at once. And in developing that muscle, I'm now being watched, which is fine, but in developing that muscle, we actually then can beget the basic elements, skill sets, really is the word. I love little babies. For being able to derive information and do something called remote viewing, which, if you're a healer, you want to be able to do that. You want to be able to witness things that have happened in the past as if they're happening now, or things that are happening in the future as if they're happening in the past. I think I described in a recent message how I saw something traumatic happen energetically relating to one of my children in the future, and I was able to administer to my future self, current me, which would have been past me up there, right? Administered to future me to console future me. And I recognized that in replaying it, I got to receive that experience from the perspective of future me, recognizing that past me, was consoling her. That was pretty cool. Hello, beautifuls. Hi. So, last night was completely different, and it sounds absolutely wacky tobacco, but it's worth sharing. And one of the things that we are taught in the medicine is that there are very many beings that are considered cosmic in nature, celestial in nature, alien in nature, that administer to us humans in hardship. And that's when we're in a place of receptivity and, receptivity to alignment and their support. And I believe that they do this because we are the visitors on Earth. We're the astral travelers, I guess I'd say, or celestial travelers, and we're here embodying these vehicles called bodies, and they are celestial travelers too, recognizing that we here are foreign, and we're here to do good work or to interface with the planet, and so they're here available to support us. That's what I really came to recognize. As well, there were a number of animals that were native to this jungle that came to me to administer to me. They all had codes. It was very Avatar-like. It was like I shrunk down to the size of the critters, and the critters were administering to me, and I could see the medicine of the ant, I could see the medicine of the monkey, I could see the medicine of the birds, certain birds, and it was just the snakes. It was just really powerful stuff. So, in recognizing that there are common cosmic beings that administer to humans in these healings or in these experiences, we were told about a few. One is the mantis people. You might hear about mantis people. They have they look like giant praying mantises. They always ask permission, and they do like very quick surgery, and it's like on your DNA or your cellular matrix or something like that. There's little beings that are like small alien-like things that are like silver. There are other ones that are tiny and they're multiple colors, and then there are And then I guess another common one is a giant octopus. And somebody said it, named Lester. It was like one of our administrators, and I thought that was a joke. That octopus came to me last night, and it wasn't like it was, I don't even know, I can't even describe it, you guys. And what brought this about, it's less about the octopus, but more just like that a being came to me that I had already recognized as a possibility, which of course you could say, well, you created that, right? But I think the mantis people exposure thing is something that's like common. Something like 10% of surgeries are performed by mantis people, something like that. Like it's something that people who've never been exposed to the historical use, response, data, etc., have never heard of, etc., experience this and report it. So this isn't random. I mean, what I'm saying is it's not seeded by or biased by previous thoughts that were imposed. There is a giant spider right here with a huge like egg sac on its back that's spotted, and I'm just making sure it goes the way that's not in my direction. Okay, she's moving along. Now she's turning toward me. Okay, she's moving along. Okay, I feel safe. Whew. So the next interesting thing is what brought me to this surgery. In law of attraction and manifestation teachings, we say that what you put your focus on grows. So if you don't want a negative outcome, don't focus on the possibility of the negative outcome, right? And that actually forays into the leveraging of electrons for changing a propensity or changing a situation or bringing about a more direct and efficient manifestation. You've got to really focus on the potentiality, on the possibility, and that's where the electrons come in, because they're always evolving, revolving, moving at such a pace at the speed of light that they are effectively inhabiting all states of possibility. And we'll get into the mechanics of that later. Sign up for the class. It's going to be freaking epic. I promise you. We're going to be moving stuff together. It's going to feel so good. I'm so excited about this class. You could just go to my link in my bio to get information. But unlike that teaching in law of attraction, where if you focus your attention, it grows, right? So the guideline is to not focus on negative things or negative outcomes that you don't want to happen, because they're more likely to happen. Don't focus on the things you're afraid of. In the case with Aya, it's the opposite. The message is, the advice, the pro tip is, go to what's uncomfortable. So I've been feeling a particular pain in my body that I had related to an injury. I fainted in medical school in 2004, unexplained, in my anatomy lab with a cadaver. Nothing ever got explained, but I fractured my coccyx, and it's been paining me this entire experience. Prolonged sitting makes it worse, blah, 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 blah. Long story. I had lots of things to address it with, moments of relief or days of relief, but it always comes back, and it's been especially vocal this experience. And I do my natural tactic, which is just love it and ignore it, forgetting the medicine pro tip here, which is, in this context, go toward the pain and even cradle it, make space for it, bring it into your heart and say, hi, you're hurting. I see you're hurting. What's going on? Kind of treating it like a toddler that's not feeling well. And so I finally looked into it, looked at it as if I was viewing it. I could just see that region of my body. And I looked at it and I just gave it my attention, and it drew me in. It zoomed in on itself, zoomed me in on it. And then it became kaleidoscopic, and I saw for the first time the artistic depictions that you usually associate with Aya medicine, which is mirror images that swirl and kaleidoscope into each other, and just you know what I mean? Just, you see what I'm doing? Like that, right? Lots of pixels and all that good stuff, colors. I saw that, and it was so beautiful and undulating and reptile-like almost, and it was just folding in on itself, like that, right? And it was pulling me in, and I was like, this is getting trippy. And it pulls me in, it pulls me in, it pulls me in. This is a weird story, you guys. Just be ready to laugh your heads off, because this sounds absolutely Looney Tunes, right? All of a sudden, out of the background, which you would assume to be the sky if I'm like watching my coccyx like involute on itself, I see this giant squid coming at me, and it's so majestic and giant and masculine. I can feel that. Trippy. And I'm like, Lester, is that you? You're real. Oh my God. I'm like, what? This is so trippy. It was so crazy. I'm laughing so hard. And sure enough, Lester's quite a talented technician. Lester had orchestrated, he's like handling the motherboard and dispatching these beautiful, almost invisible kind of ant-like, I don't want to call them minions, like surgeons, microsurgeons, and they carry what look like acupuncture needles, but it's light. They're carrying light, and they're utilizing the light as if they are needles to weave not my physical body, but like my energetic matrix. And the needles are this gorgeous like spectrum of color from like neon purple to neon green, like just gorgeous, like natural neon green, like light infused jungle green. It's just like Avatar level crap, you know. It's just like so beautiful. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I'm like going there, you know. And they're working on me, and every time a needle comes in, or every time a new being comes in to work on a different part of my body, it feels like there's like a bug on me, literally. And I naturally, because I'm a city dweller, when I feel a bug on me, I'm like, back to the jungle, back to the jungle. Thank you, Carrie, he told me that. And not like, don't smash, right? So nonetheless, every single time I felt a bug on me, I didn't associate it with a little surgical cosmic miniature being, right? That's a little weird. I thought, there's a bug on me. I'm laying on a floor in a maloka at a giant place, right? There are critters around. Every single time I did that, it pulled me out, and I was back on the floor on a mat. People making music around me, you know, I'm in a healing room. And I'm like, damn it, I got kicked out. Like, this is what I've been wanting all week, is this one thing to get addressed in this new way. This happens like 20 times. I feel a little thing that's like a bug, and I'm like, oh, it's another bug. Finally, I get up, put on a sweatshirt, put on the hoodie, lay back down on top of my scarf, so that like my big scarf, so my shawl, so I cannot get a bug on me. And it's gonna take a few minutes for a bug to get on me. I'm laying on my side with my hoodie on, so now there's no way a bug could literally get right there, right? And I feel something in my ear, and I'm like, oh, stay still. This is surgery happening. And sure enough, one by one, I just got a phone call. Hold on a second. Sure enough, one by one, these little, beautiful, cosmic fairy-like creatures land on me. And of course, I'm having to absolutely stay still and resist the itch. This was training for me. It became almost like an act of, what's the word? Focus. Stamina in my focus. What's the word that I want to use? Like restraint. Tremendous restraint. Oh my God, it was agonizing, but like totally like exhilaratingly fun. And I totally got popped out so many more times. Also, failed to note, I almost kind of want to leave this part out, but so after Lester rolls in, and I've like cosmically high-fived him and just been like, dude, I can't believe you're saving me right now. What's happening? I see Mother Mary. And I know it's her. I don't actually see, you know, her. I don't know what she really looks like. And I just know it's her. And I'm like, what? Mother Mary's here? Like on my behalf? On behalf of my healing? Holding space for me? And then not a moment later, I see Jesus. I am not. This means a lot to me. It was as if I saw Buddha. It's equal value to me, and it was so beautiful and just absolutely awe-inspiring, bestilling, humbling. It was just like, what? You still doing cameos? Like, you're still here? It was just like it was amazing, you guys. And I also had my mentor there, and my partner was administering to me as well. They were all holding space for me. It was the most beautiful sight to just see them holding space for me, and there were angelic beings present. It bestilled my my heart. It was crazy. Like, imagine 1,000 mothers bathing you and doting on you as if you're a brand newborn baby. That's how it felt. I was that cherished in that moment. Oh my gosh, like I could have cried, but I'm in such a state of like unconditional self-love that I'm like, hey, this is great, thanks guys, rather than like, what, you know? But it was just mind-boggling to recognize that in this medicine, you go toward the discomfort. You dive into the resistance. I'm baffled at how this works. I'm actually making an appointment to meet with the licensed medical practitioner here, the chief medical officer, just to talk about that. Like, what are the mechanics of this in your mind's eye? You know, because this is doing things to our neurochemistry. It's balancing out our dopamine receptors. It's counterbalancing our serotonin uptake. It's neutralizing imbalances, right and left and right and left. It's, listen, because I'm in Costa Rica, I can actually say this. They can actually say this. People are reporting cures, medically verified cures to ailments. This is growing in the jungle. These plants, 2 plants being combined to create this DMT effect in our bodies. And other plants that are Schedule 1 in the United States are growing in our backyards, on our streets, next to our curbs, right? And they are completely illegal to us. There's a lot to that, and we really need to scratch our heads, take a moment, and consider the potency of this medicine, that it absolutely could terrify an entire medical association, psychiatric association, public health association, right? That they'll go to such great lengths to totally illegalize it and make it Schedule 1, which means you can't even study it. You guys, you cannot even study it. What do you make of that? So now I'm feeling really called to plug this location. Rhythmia is the most extremely thought out, adequately funded endeavor I've ever seen play out in the retreat world. They are rated #1 retreat center or luxury hotel in the world, let alone like 7-star hotels in Dubai and whatnot, right? This is #1. Why? Because people are having a fucking epic, transformative experience at a luxury hotel. I've got a giant saltwater pool. I've got my own, these are soaking tubs behind me. These are mine. This is my room. Isn't that amazing? Like, this is crazy. This is my patio. I have outdoor showers right there, like a sauna. This is it. This is incredibly. The food is epic. The chefs they have their whole heart in it. It's the most beautiful experience. There are 40 strangers around me who are all journeying with me, many of whom have never done ayahuasca before, many of whom have. And we are laughing and talking and crying and hugging each other and loving each other because we have released the egoic resistance, fear, disconnection, right? We've released those things that create barriers and social norms such that now we are best friends. I am never going to forget these people. We have had a life-changing experience, and I have sat with this medicine 6 times before coming here. This was the most powerful experience because it's so much more than just the medicine. It's the entire cultivation of this event, of this space, of this experience. We've learned breath work. We've had psychedelic experiences with just our breath. The integration material is off the charts. The practitioners, the speakers are phenomenally spiritually aligned without the dogma of religion, without the dogma of judgment. They are so open and honest, telling their gross, horrific stories about how they lived their lives and didn't. They're applying so much self-compassion for themselves that they are absolutely templating that for us. They're trusting in divine timing and divine orchestration that they can't even cognitively or scientifically explain half the time, and they're just blown away by it and they're just letting it be. They are so responsible ethically, medically, legally. I'm blown away, you guys. So I have decided that I am going to not host a retreat because this is too big of a step. You have to really choose yourself. But I'm going to invite 4 people to join me, and we will come and visit. We will coordinate the time. I would love to just say I'm going to come in December, but I don't know that I want to commit to the month yet. But maybe I'll get a download and I will. But I want to say, I want to do this, and I want to support you doing this. I want to be here doing it. We all have our own experiences, and we integrate. You have the extra support of me. This is that powerful. If I could get everybody who's ready for this here, I would. This is powerful medicine, and what you'll read in Time magazine about it is one sliver of a perspective that's more shadow than light. The support you have here is off the charts. So I'm just really excited about this place, and I'm, excited. Just excited. So I think that concludes anything I wanted to say today. I'm about to return to the Journey space in a couple hours, and we're going to be up all night. I'm very excited about it. We're learning so much about the practices here, about the origins of the medicines, because we're getting to try different brews. We're getting to work with different shamanic facilitators and different shamans themselves, learning about their lineage, learning about their cultural practices, their traditions with the plants. I'm getting everything I need right here. I'm beyond pleased. I love you. Feel free to ask me any questions. And I'm able sometimes to do little consults with the medicine where I can ask a question and I will get a very clear explanation. It's been exhilarating to have that kind of access. It's been really fun. So anyway, I invite you to ask any questions, to reach out, to feedback in any way. I want to be an open book because the transformation is powerful, and now's the time for us to step forward and root into the transformations that are available to us so that we can be our most expressed, clear, effective, self. I mean, this sounds like a self-help workshop, but you get it, right? You get it. So that's it. I'll end here. Much love.